Welcome to the Artful Teaching Podcast, where teachers are brought out of isolation and into conversation.
Here, we spotlight professional educators as both artists and leaders, and examine how the arts deepen student learning and improve school culture.
Education is a demanding field, and we've seen teachers rise to the challenges of their profession by leveraging the arts in the classroom.
Integrating dance, drama, music, visual arts, and media arts can bring so much joy, and we're excited to share that with you.
We're your hosts, Flox
and Heather Francis.
Thanks for joining us to hear various perspectives on the art of teaching.
Welcome to another episode of Artful Teaching, and I'm Heather Francis, and I'm here with Flox. We are doing another episode today in this series on resilience for teachers. And this has been really fun because Callie's been doing a workshop bi-monthly in the evening with teachers on Zoom to experience artful experiences building resilience.
And one of the most important things about being resilient is to be able to laugh when you need to laugh. You know, life just happens. And it isn't about being funny. It's about letting down your guard and finding the humor in life.
Right. And this was one of your topics for one of your workshops. So today we're going to just recap what happened in your workshop. What did you share about humor and its relationship to resilience?
So people think that, humor is just a trivial, frivolous distraction from the things that happen in life. But actually, humor might actually make us smarter and healthier. One of the things we know about watching children is if they understand sarcasm, if they understand complexity of things, their sense of humor can give you a great window into their intellect. How many things can they connect or find the absurdity in? And when some of our smartest kids, they sound like they're smart alecks or being snarky to us, but actually it's their intellect, and they're trying to show you they don't see the world like everyone else does. Humor is a great window into how people think and what kinds of connections they make. Because humor is found most often when someone can state something that we all know is true, but have never thought of in that way before. Humor is the truth. It is the part that exposes us and makes us vulnerable, and we have to laugh because we realize that we're vulnerable and that reality is a risky business.
Oh, yeah. Giggling fits. I get giggling fits. And when you say that humor is reality, like I cannot hide my giggle fits. I used to get kicked out of dance class because I would laugh, and the teacher's like, you're too distracting. You just have to go. But I can't hide it. It just,
Well, I have benefited from some of your giggle fits because we've had stressful deadlines before. And I remember one day in my office where a giggle fit started and we had to laugh for 15 minutes before we could even recover to meet the deadline we were trying to meet.
Oh, yeah. No, it's so good to giggle. It relieves so much stress to laugh. I know in one of your sessions in the evening, it was the beginning of the humor workshop. We did a shaking exercise, and, I feel like laughter is sometimes that energy of shaking, like ha 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 ha. It's got this vibration, and
you giggle and jiggle in the center of your gut, and your viscera is really an important part where emotions are stored. So yeah, shaking that belly laugh matters.
Yeah. And I used that idea recently when my husband was throwing up in the bathroom. No, you're not stopping me. I have to keep going just to tell you. And it was I gotta go backwards here. Students who are sarcastic, but let's talk about students who are gross, right? Some teachers don't think that's funny. They think it's inappropriate and gross. But you know me, I'm like, this is my kind of student, right? In my classroom, someone farts, we all clap, we all laugh, we all engage because it's funny and it's great. It's smelly, but great.
Especially in a dance class because a lot of people fart when they start dancing.
Oh, right?
It's just part of what
gets
happens
you going. So absurdity and grossness with humor. So my husband's throwing up in the bathroom. I've never been someone who threw up. I have very little life experience in this. And so listening to him throw up in the bathroom was stress inducing. Like, I don't know if he's okay. I don't know what these sounds are. I'm not sure what this is. And I immediately start laughing. And I'm like, well, definitely don't want to show him because I'm not laughing at him. I'm just trying to manage my stress, and it comes out in laughter. So I started shaking, thinking, I got to shake these giggles out because he's going to come out of there and need compassion and support. And I need to ask him if he's okay without giggling about it. And I recognized just how closely my stress and my humor were in that moment. And I had to use the shaking to help ground myself. So it was like, I think my body was naturally trying to manage stress through shaking, through laughter. But I was a little bit inappropriate in the laughter, and I needed to bring it into compassion and grounding. So,
Yeah, that is a really true principle about laughter. We often hurt people's feelings because they don't understand why we're laughing. And kids might laugh in class that in a way that teachers feel like they're being disrespectful. And we have to realize it's a stress release.
yeah.
They don't know what else to do. So I do think we will do an activity with some shaking. But first I want to talk about laughter is such an important part of our society. It's actually part of our perpetuation as a species. It's actually part of our evolution. Darwin's theory of evolution, people with great sense of humors are the ones who survive. And part of the reason is it's part of mating.
Oh.
You feel good with people who make you laugh. It's part of bonding. It's part of safety. We're attracted to mates who are funny. Therefore, this is a piece of our culture that gets perpetuated because it propagates mating. I loved when I was reading that research that a good sense of humor actually helps the human species survive.
Yeah, a lot of those Instagram posts of wives sharing about their husbands or, girlfriends sharing about their boyfriends. What's one of those first lines? He always makes me laugh.
Yeah. And by ensuring that only the cleverest, fittest, and most creative people procreate, it helps safeguard the survival of the human race.
Wow. I hope I'm funny.
I think you're very funny. And it makes our job so much easier when we remember to just laugh. I remember the first time I thought about humor, you need a comedian or you need somebody who is funny. And when I realized, no, humor, when you relax and just acknowledge what's happening around you, there's enough absurd stuff happening around us that it just is. When I was surviving teaching middle school, all I could do was watch these absurd teenagers. They did funny things every minute of every day if I could just relax and notice them. And they're picking their nose. My husband was teaching first grade when I was teaching middle school. And one of the things we found is that both age groups have potty talk all the time.
Yes. Yes.
We would come home and compare potty talk stories. At 12 and 13, they were right back where his first graders were. And all we could do was laugh at this reality that their bodily functions were the most important thing on their minds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Talk about absurdity and potty talk. Yeah. First grade, seventh grade, eighth grade.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I laughed every day in middle school. I agree with you. I think they're hilarious. And part of it is that incipiency of social learning. Like, they're blooming into their social groups. They're struggling in their social groups. And there's so much drama.
Oh, but they do something
so
embarrassing
funny.
every day.
Oh, every day.
Yeah. And they're hugely humiliated all of the time. And if you don't learn to laugh at yourself and start taking yourself less seriously, you never survive. In fact, one of the funnest things about the workshop when we did this with teachers was when they went into their breakout sessions to talk, everyone had a funny story. Everyone needed to laugh. Mm-hmm. This isn't about being the comic. This is about, oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed when. Mm-hmm. And as people shared their embarrassing stories, we can all laugh with each other instead of at each other.
Right. We surveyed them. Like, have you ever had a bad haircut? Have you ever slept walk? Have you ever had a bad dream? Have you ever mistaken someone's identity? Right. We've all had these just little hiccups and mistakes in life that, have you fallen down for, crying out loud? We've all fallen
slipped
down.
On the ice or tripped or done something, called somebody the wrong name at a really important meeting, or we've all done those things.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what if I'm all by myself and I have to just find humor and I'm feeling stressed and feeling uptight, and I'm going to just suggest an exercise that people can do to just think about laughter. And we're going to put that shake in other different parts of your body. If you want to stand or to sit, just go ahead and prepare yourself for a minute to think about putting laughter into your physicality. So my feet are planted on the floor, and I'm going to stay seated, but you could stand or sit for this. I'm going to start with my feet, and I'm lifting my feet very quickly, like at this pace. My feet are hitting the floor, my heels are going up and down, and I'm just moving my feet, so my legs are shaking, 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 shaking. Now I'm going to move that, add my hands. So my hands are shaking, 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 and my feet. And I'm adding my shoulders, and I'm adding my chest, and And I'm adding my head. Shake and shake and shake and shake and freeze. Okay, so if you're standing, you can add your hips. If you're sitting, find an innovative way to add your hips. But we're going to shake everything and stop a couple of times in a row. Here we go. Shake everything, your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your hips, your legs, and vibrate and freeze. Hold, relax everything. Take a deep breath. And shake one more time. Shake your hands, shake your shoulders, shake your head, shake your body, shake your feet, and relax. Now we're going to take all of that was in our periphery. Our arms and our legs and our head are our periphery. We're going to put all of that shaking into our core. So this is where, when you really belly laugh, it goes into your core. So bring it into just shaking your core. You can extend your abdominal muscles, shake them, or wiggle your rib cage and your hips. However, you can just shake your core without the periphery. Here we go. Ready, and shake, shake. Move your ribs, move your hips, move your belly in and out. Shake, 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 shake. And relax. And one more time, just in your core. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, move, wiggle, move, wiggle, move. And relax. And now, just gently move each of those body parts, starting from your shoulders and your neck, from your rib cage, down to your hips, going out to your arms and your hands and your legs and your feet, and relax. Now, it's highly likely that you felt silly enough doing that it might have made you giggle, that it might have made you feel silly, and you were glad that you were alone doing this activity. But that internal shaking is one of the things that laughter accomplishes for us. And allowing yourself to do something risky and weird helps you laugh at yourself. And we released the tension in the muscles and the joints that needed to be expressed. So it accomplishes things on a physical and emotional level to just shake.
I love shaking. Thank you, Kelly. That felt really good.
Another thing that we did in class, we brought up the idea of a laughter diary. And I found an author online who described her laughter diary rules. And she said to do it for 30 days. And I only did it for 2 full days, and it changed my life. I put down a tick mark for every time I laughed. And then I started adding why I laughed. And it was the most wonderful journal to read later, 2 full days of what made me laugh. And I found I laugh when I'm alone a lot, driving my car at weird things. And the more I recorded what made me laugh, the more I laughed. It taught me to see and look for humor. So I highly recommend adding in your writing, in your sketchbook, on the things that you do, making note of when you giggle. And I started scoring them between 0 and 5, whether it was a smile and a chuckle up to a full belly laugh. And I really found a huge benefit from the full belly laughs, but I found as much benefit from many small moments of just the giggle, just the smile, and how they all fit together. Learning what made me laugh and what made me giggle gave me a lot of insight into myself.
Yeah, we all giggle at different things, and certain things hit our funny bone differently. And, my sister-in-law has that full belly laugh all the time, and we love that about her. And, other people might have just that guffaw now and then, and it's so surprising and out of place that it just makes you laugh too. And everybody has their own way. If you go on YouTube and look up the Skype laughter chain, there is a series of people laughing into a Zoom call or a Skype call, and it makes the other person laugh, and then they call another person and it makes another person laugh. And there are so many funny laughs, from the snorting laugh, from the closed mouth laugh to the high pitched laugh, and you'll be laughing by the time you get through that video.
It's like a yawn. It's always contagious. If you just walk into a room and start laughing, you're going to make everyone in the room much happier.
Yeah.
You can change the mood immediately just by choosing to laugh. In fact, I have to use that strategy with my kids all the time. It's like, oh man, I tend to be so serious sometimes, and I work hard, or if I get tired, I seem really serious. And when I remember, no, choose humor. Oh, it just makes my family life so much better.
What a great invitation to choose humor. I think we should all take that from this episode, that we can choose humor, we can find the laughter in life, and that when we do, we're practicing resilience.
Humor is certainly one of the best ways for us to be resilient. And it really helps life if we just choose humor.
So looking to the future, Callie is planning on hosting this Resilience for Teachers series in the fall of 2021. So look forward to that and more details to come. And thank you for joining us here on the Artful Teaching Podcast.
Artful Teaching is made possible by the BYU Arts Partnership in the McKay School of Education. Thanks to Montgomery Media Arts Institute for the production of this podcast. And special thanks to all the teachers who are changing lives while serving in schools.
If you like what you heard, please leave us a review. You can find all our episodes at advancingartsleadership.com. I'm Heather Francis.
And I'm Callie Flox, wishing you an artful journey.